Welcome to Genius Quiz. Today, Ziggy's cooking up some seriously tough would you rather dilemmas all about junk food. But before we dive into the delicious chaos, a big shout out to Name who asked in our last video, would you rather give me this channel or mention me in the next video? Well, Ziggy chose to shout out your name. Now for our next video, we want to spice things up literally. Drop your birth date in the comments below. We'll be highlighting birthdays from the same month in our upcoming episodes. Now, let's dive in.
Would you rather eat a bag of chips, but they're stale, or a tub of Brussels sprouts, but they're perfectly seasoned and roasted? Would you rather have a donut, but it's dry, or a slice of dry toast, but it's slathered with your favorite jam? Would you rather comment your birth date so Ziggy can shout it out in the next video or like this video? Would you rather eat a chocolate bar, but it's melted, or a piece of celery, but it's filled with peanut butter and raisins? Would you rather eat a chocolate bar, but it's melted, or a piece of celery, but it's filled with peanut butter and raisins? Would you rather eat a cupcake, but it has no frosting, or a piece of dry sponge cake, but it's topped with whipped cream and strawberries? Would you rather have a milkshake, but it's watery, or a glass of plain milk, but it's chocolate flavored? Would you rather eat a brownie, but it's overcooked, or a piece of stale bread, but it's made into delicious garlic bread? Would you rather have French fries, but they're cold, or a plate of steamed broccoli, but it's covered in cheese? Would you rather eat a pizza, but it's cold, or a plain rice cake, but it's drizzled with caramel? Would you rather have a pretzel, but it's hard, or a slice of dry cornbread, but it's covered in honey butter? Would you rather eat a bag of gummy bears, but they're stuck together, or a handful of nuts, but they're honey roasted? Would you rather have a slice of cheesecake, but it's plain, or a bowl of plain oatmeal, but it's topped with brown sugar and cinnamon? Would you rather eat a cinnamon roll, but it's dry, or a piece of dry toast, but it's slathered with avocado? Would you rather have a corn dog, but it's cold, or a plate of plain pasta, but it's topped with marinara sauce? Would you rather eat a handful of jelly beans, but they're all the same flavor, or a handful of trail mix, but it's mostly chocolate and nuts? Would you rather have a root beer float, but it's flat, or a glass of plain soda water, but it's flavored with fresh lime? Would you rather eat a slice of pepperoni pizza, but it's greasy, or a piece of dry toast, but it's topped with fresh tomato and basil? Would you rather have a chocolate chip cookie, but it's hard, or a piece of plain rice cake, but it's topped with peanut butter and banana slices? Would you rather eat a Snickers bar, but it's small, or a handful of raw almonds, but they're honey roasted? Would you rather have a Twinkie, but it's dry, or a piece of dry toast, but it's topped with Nutella? Would you rather eat a slice of apple pie, but it's cold, or a bowl of plain Greek yogurt, but it's topped with honey and granola? Would you rather have a caramel apple, but it's hard, or a plain apple, but it's sliced and dipped in caramel sauce? Would you rather eat a Rice Krispies treat, but it's hard, or a piece of plain toast, but it's topped with cinnamon sugar? Would you rather have a peanut butter cup, but it's melted, or a plain banana, but it's dipped in chocolate? Would you rather eat a piece of fudge but it's crumbly, or a piece of plain dark chocolate but it's topped with sea salt? Would you rather eat a fruit roll-up but it's sticky, or a plain apple but it's sliced and paired with cheese? Would you rather eat a fruit roll-up but it's sticky, or a plain apple but it's sliced and paired with cheese? Would you rather have a chocolate-covered pretzel but it's salty, or a piece of plain pretzel but it's drizzled with chocolate? Would you rather eat a waffle cone but it's broken, or a plain ice cream cone but it's filled with your favorite ice cream? Would you rather have a lollipop but it's small, or a piece of plain hard candy but it's fruit flavored? Would you rather eat a churro but it's cold, or a piece of plain bread but it's turned into French toast? Would you rather have a snow cone but it's melted, or a glass of plain water but it's turned into a refreshing slushie? Would you rather eat a s'more but the marshmallow is burnt, or a plain marshmallow but it's perfectly toasted? Would you rather eat a candy cane but it's sticky, or a plain peppermint but it's fresh and minty? Would you rather have a bag of saltwater taffy but it's hard, or a plain piece of taffy but it's soft and chewy? Would you rather eat a honey bun but it's cold, or a plain piece of bread but it's turned into a warm and flaky pastry? Would you rather have a piece of licorice but it's tough, or a plain piece of licorice but it's soft and chewy? Would you rather eat a chocolate-covered strawberry but it's small, or a plain strawberry but it's dipped in chocolate? Would you rather have a bag of trail mix but it's mostly raisins, or a handful of plain nuts but they're mixed with chocolate and dried fruit? Would you rather eat a slice of banana bread but it's dry, or a plain piece of bread but it's turned into moist banana bread? Would you rather have a butterscotch candy but it's hard, or a plain piece of caramel but it's soft and chewy? Would you rather eat a piece of carrot cake but it has no frosting, or a plain piece of cake but it's topped with cream cheese frosting? Would you rather have a soda but it's flat, or a glass of plain sparkling water but it's flavored with lemon? Would you rather eat a slice of key lime pie but it's tart, or a plain slice of pie but it's topped with whipped cream? Would you rather have a caramel sundae but it's melted, or a plain sundae but it's topped with hot fudge and nuts? Would you rather have a peanut butter cookie but it's dry, or a plain cookie but it's filled with chocolate chips? Would you rather eat a donut hole but it's dry, or a plain mini muffin but it's moist and flavorful? Would you rather have a bag of potato chips but they're plain, or a handful of plain pretzels but they're covered in chocolate? Would you rather eat a cheese puff but it's stale, or a plain cheese stick but it's perfectly fresh?
Would you rather have a slice of coconut cake but it's dry, or a plain slice of cake but it's topped with fresh coconut? Would you rather eat a piece of baklava but it's hard, or a plain piece of baklava but it's filled with rich, sweet syrup? Would you rather have a bag of kettle corn but it's cold, or a plain bag of popcorn but it's warm and buttery? Would you rather eat a soft taco but it's plain or a crunchy taco but it's filled with fresh toppings? Would you rather have a piece of brittle but it's tough or a plain piece of brittle but it's soft and chewy? Would you rather have a frosted sugar cookie but it's small or a plain sugar cookie but it's large and chewy?